Guys, this is what Rev Dachomo said. He said, enough is enough. We are going to form our own militia to protect our people and our land because we can no longer trust the Nigerian armed forces to safeguard our lives. The reason American soldiers left is because our military has been compromised. It has been infiltrated by Boko Haram and ISIS terrorists. Rev Ezekiel Dachomo reacts to the recent massacre by armed foreign terrorists in Tahos, Rihom local government area, and Sabon Layi, Bakin, Ladi local government area on Saturday, 4th July 2026, as well as Kui, Rihom local government area in the early hours of Sunday, 5th July. These are happening under the watch of APC government. And what have the government done? Nothing. It was so good to know that Governor Shema Kinde told PW that he has not received a single call from President Bola Tinubu since the adoption of 37 pupils and teachers. Our president have not called the governor, Shema Kinde, to ask him how far was the plan on how to restore those children or bring back those children, but nothing has been done. So now Ezekiel Dachomo is angry, saying that enough is enough, that we need to form our own militia to protect our own land because we can no longer trust the armed forces. Don't forget that this same government, they recruited Boko Haram back into our army. So how do you intend those people to protect lives and properties in Nigeria? It's because they are now working hand in hand with the terrorists. We have seen a video where our police were busy making way for terrorists and waving them, saluting terrorists. So how do you intend them to fight the level of insecurity happening in Nigeria? So guys, watch the video of Dachomo. It is a very long video and a very emotional video for you to watch. And let me get your views in the comment. Please don't forget to subscribe so you get my next video.
It is now God has used him. We are going to form militias. God used him to neck us forcefully so that he'll provoke us to start raising militias that would defend the old people, that would defend children. Because we are loose, we trust in the security, and there is no security. Let me tell you, do you know why America left? Listen, they have studied. The American soldiers' life is in danger because Boko Haram and ISWAP have taken place, strategic position in Nigerian army, in the security. They have seen how many generals have been killed by insurgents through informers, the fifth columnists. They will not endanger their life. They are afraid to work with our security. They are afraid because their life is in danger. They will lose soldiers in Nigeria as we are losing soldiers right now in Nigeria. So our life is in danger. Everybody go for self-defense. Defend yourself to death, but never kill them. But if they come, don't allow them to escape. Our weapon is in the hands of the Fulani terrorists. They are bringing their weapon to us. Let us prepare our ways with God, and God will forgive us. Those that did this, we are forgiving them. Munga Fartamusu. Munga Fartama, director of NIPS. Ayo, the DG of NIPS, for blackmailing us. We have never gone to Ruga, but they used to come to our place and look at these people. They were shot at the door of their house. Inside here. Not outside. Not the bush. They follow us. Once it is dark, they creep in. They hide at our door with their AK-47. The first person that will come out, they will shoot. If they found you outside, they shoot. At the end, they will say, unknown gunmen. No problem. Time of vengeance is coming. The day shall come. God will take vengeance for us. Some people are abusing me on Facebook. Continue praying. Go out and fight. How can we go out and fight when we know the security is not on our side? The security are, some of them, only few that are good. And those that are good, they are afraid. We don't know where to run to. The government is saying there is no genocide, while we are saying there is genocide. While they have reports of frequent killing in Plateau State, all they want a state of emergency to be declared in Plateau State. We continue to love the Hausa people, the Fulani people. We continue to pray for them. If they are hungry, we'll feed them. That is what Jesus taught us. If they are suffering, we'll give them shelter. That is what Jesus says. We are not Islamic, where there is no forgiveness. Even the prophet is asking. They are asking him, how are we going to be safe? He said, even I myself, I don't know where they will keep me. Sure. So in Islam, there is no forgiveness. But in Christianity, we have forgiveness through Jesus that shed his blood on the cross to redeem us from the power of darkness. That is where we are more far better.
Some terrorists are occupying part of Nigeria in Sokoto and Plateau State as I talk to you now. True or false? Did Nnamdi Kanu take away any part of Nigeria and say this is Biafran land when he was agitating? Tell me. Some people are occupying Nigerian territory, Nigerian land as I talk to you today. Who are those people? Did Nnamdi Kanu go that far?
But Riley Moore, you know, U.S. House member, was in Nigeria on a fact-finding mission, and he visited Benue and Plateau.
Yes.
And when he went back, he said he saw over 600.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Internally displaced people.
Exactly.
Now, since he went back to the United States, do you think that it's also on the table that the American government might say, look, Nigerian government, if you want to show sincerity, if you want to show intentionality in fighting this problem, these people must go back to their home.
Exactly.
No, I'm asking, do you think that...
It must. Look, it's not a question of do you think. It must. Mr. Okoro, it must for Nigeria to get back on its tracks. Because you cannot have your citizens living in IDP camp and then you go to bed every night and sleep and wake up. And you swore to protect them. You don't even need US to tell you this. You don't need US. So, are they going to live in IDP camp forever? No, tell me, the people of Benue and Plateau, are they going to live in IDP camp forever?
Barrister, you seem to be missing my point.
What is the point?
My point is, at this moment, those people are still in ID camp. My direct question is, do you think that at some point it will be on the table discussion between Nigerian government and US government?
I don't told you that, yes, it must. Do you need someone to tell you that? As a government, do you need someone to even tell you that? Let's be sincere here. These are your Nigerian citizens. And I ask you again, are they going to live in IDP camp forever? Would they go back to their home? Do you need anybody to tell you to go and do the needful? More so when the people occupying their villages and their homes are foreign terrorists. Please, what they did, is this for the good of Nigeria or for the bad of Nigeria? Just tell me. If the idea came from them, the federal government should congratulate them because that is the national service they did. What the federal government could not do, IPOB members or the Igbos invited Donald Trump to come and do it. So why are they not attacking Donald Trump? If what he came to do here was is not in the interest of Nigeria, why should they not own up? In fact, they should be praising themselves that they have done a national duty for Nigeria. IPOB members, when they accuse you of being responsible for Donald Trump coming, beat your chest and say, yes, we thank God we did it. Yes. That is what they refused to do. They now invited somebody who came to do it. And let me tell you, remember they have proscribed IPOB as a terrorist organization. So if actually they were terrorist organization, would Donald Trump have listened to them? All this is a shame on the federal government. A group they should recognize for who they are, what they represent. You are not demonizing them, vilifying them. But elsewhere, outside here, they are recognized. So if they accuse you that you are the one that brought Donald Trump, beat your chest and say, yes, we did it. And he came for the good of Nigeria.
Okay. All right.
Nnamdi Kanu was wrongly jailed. Seriously. His rights and everything was flagrantly disobeyed. The man who was so ebullient, who was so happy to go and kidnap Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, is now facing the same thing that he accused Nnamdi Kanu of. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine this poetic irony in life? You can see. Whatever you sow, you reap. If somebody had told Malami that you go through this thing one day, he wouldn't have believed it. The very man who orchestrated Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap and all that, even when the court said he should go, that Nnamdi Kanu should, Malami insisted that Nnamdi Kanu must be brought back and face some spurious charges. The same thing EFCC did to them. When he left the court, they arrested him on the court immediately and took him back to prison. So that is how life is. So with all this development, the whole world can now see that Nnamdi Kanu was wrongly jailed. All the things he was saying, nobody said that it is wrong or no, it's not true, it's not happening, no. Is it not the same thing that you are witnessing today? Imagine if the federal government had called these people, like they have been dialoguing with Toju Bello and other terrorists. If they had called IPOB, okay, come, my people, come, what is wrong? What are you people talking about? What happened? For a dialogue. Maybe this thing would have died down. They will not give them the assurances and all that. And maybe they will step down. Like they did this protest yesterday. Did anybody die? Did they kill anybody? Were they carrying gun? That was exactly what they were doing. Before the federal government under Buhari started using gun to kill all of them.
Talking about the release of Nnamdi, recently, there's been this engagement, this collaboration between the U.S. government and Nigerian government security agencies. And before then, U.S. said before we backpedal, on our threat of having to take out these people, there are certain things that we need you to do. Exactly. And we understand that one of them was the release of Sunday Jackson, the farmer that was jailed by the Supreme Court in Adamawa. Is it Adamawa in Taraba, somewhere in the northeast? Yeah. And we saw him released. He was granted pardon and clemency. Do you think that release of Nnamdi Kanu might at some point come in the table?
He's already on the table.
Between the U.S. government and Nigerian authorities?
Okoro is already on the table.
How
Whether
so?
the U.S. will put the amount of federal, it's already on the table. Nnamdi Kanu must be released.
No.
Because it is obvious that man was wrongly jailed. From these terrorists that are working all over the place.
But I want us to be factual.
It is factually that it's on the table already.
Okay, so
at a point, it will come up.
But for now, it hasn't come up.
It's already, discussions are going on.
Let's be very clear.
The government
at the point it will come up, or it's already on the table.
Hold on, I told you now that discussion is going on behind closed doors. Okay. It's not something that we just wake up and...
Between the U.S. government and Nigerian
No. Nigerian government and some Igbo leaders.
Okay.
Yes,
my direct question is, do you think that at some point, it might be on the table? U.S. will say, look, if you do this, we need you to do this.
I said it's already on the table.
Which table now?
Both Nigerian government and the U.S. government table is there. It's part of it because the Igbo leaders of thought and some other concerns are already talking about it, but it's behind closed doors. Until that discussion is concluded, we are still talking about it. We are still raising that issue. Because we are now seeing that, yes, from all indication, this man was wrongly jailed. The IPOB members, what they have been talking about, have now come to realization. Most Nigerians did not understand what these guys were up to before. All the things they said about Nigeria is what we are seeing today. The thing is that you cannot live in denial for too long. With this peaceful rally and all that, Donald Trump should be made aware of all these things. They should articulate all these things and then make sure that he gets the attention of Donald Trump, because in his first coming, as a U.S. president, that was when this thing happened. Okay. And now he has come back, and the issues are still there, and these guys are being persecuted. So Donald Trump should be made aware. And the Nigerian states, in fact, I should say that it is a shame on them, because what these guys stood for, what they have been talking about, is what the same Donald Trump have come to address in Nigeria. You can imagine. Eh? Is it not irony that the same man they were commemorating his inauguration and all that is the person that have come to save Nigeria? Eh? So on that score, the Nigerian state should carry the shame and recognize these guys for what they were talking about. If they had listened to them, maybe Donald Trump would have come.
Okay, now.
The earlier APC government take away political sentiment out of this matter, the better. Because even if APC leaves office tomorrow, the next government will inherit this problem. So the earlier they release Nnamdi Kanu, the better. Let them stop all the political sentiment that within Nnamdi Kanu's release, we will not have our way in the Southeast. He will be dominating the... Those things are lost. They are secondary. The important thing is that Biafra land or whatever, or IPOP, is in the mind of the Igbos as I talk to you today. These other people that have done worse since Mr. Okoro, what have you done to them? That is the first question. What Nnamdi Kanu was doing and what these people have done so far, which one is better? It was the activities of these people that made Donald Trump to come and bomb Nigeria. Didn't Nnamdi Kanu invite Donald Trump to come and bomb Nigeria? So you should be considerate in whatever you are doing. That is what I'm saying here. These people have done worse things that everybody can see. Yet, they are being pampered. They are being behaving as if it is their right, you know. But Nnamdi Kanu was agitating for what? Self-determination. Is that not the cause of the matter? Did they ransack any village? Did they say that Muslims will convert to Christians before he can lay down his agitation? No. A simple matter that is not recognized by the United Nations. That is why no other country in the whole world have seen IPOP as a terrorist organization, except Buhari's government. So what does that tell you? That is where injustice comes in. You pamper your people who have been killing and maiming and destroying people's land and property. You pamper them, you cover them. But one young man who said, no, what you are doing to us is not good. We want self-determination. You now judge him. Is that fair?
Okay, all right.
No country in the whole world has seen IPOB as a terrorist organization. Now, it is an embarrassment on the part of the federal government that a group they proscribed is now influencing a whole world power to carry out action in Nigeria. A very big embarrassment. They shouldn't even say this. If they have wisdom and intelligence, they should not say this thing. This is a group we proscribe. So how is America listening to them? And to come to it, what Donald Trump came to Nigeria, is it for our own good or for our own bad? The man came to help us to do something nobody could have done in the last 15 years. Please, is it a bad omen for Nigeria? That is the question. Because I know that if Donald Trump did not do what he did, maybe what we are seeing today wouldn't have happened. Because all of a sudden, the federal government have woken up against the terrorists. Is that not true? There are activities now against them. So who made it possible? When people want to talk, please let them reason. Let them reason. Those people who want to reason before you talk. If I thought it was IPOB that did it, what they did, is it for the good of Nigeria and the federal government or not? And so, if it is for them, why is it that the federal government is not challenging Donald Trump? Say, why did you bomb Nigeria? Who told you to come? That is how to start, and not to be talking anyhow. So I should sit down here and condemn IPOB. If I thought they are the one that did it, what they did, is it for the good of Nigeria? That is the first question. If you answer that question, you can go ahead and talk. By the way, if you have done the needful, will Donald Trump come in? If you have done what you're supposed to do as the federal government to protect life and property, will anybody even enter Nigeria? Both terrorists and Donald Trump, will they enter Nigeria? So please, when they want to talk, let them reason before they talk, so that some of us will not interrogate it. That's what I'm saying here.
The level of insecurity in Nigeria is alarming. It's alarming that our government are now seen as complicit, because the level of insecurity that the government are not even talking about is alarming. Why haven't the president called the governor of Oyo State to know how far, what is the plan on how to restore those kidnapped victims? Nothing has been done, nothing as such has been done, and yet we are crying about the level of insecurity happening in Nigeria. So guys, a lot is happening in Nigeria when it comes to insecurity, but our government not saying anything about it is a sign, and that's why people are saying that our government might be complicit to what is happening in Nigeria. Because in a same country, in a good country, the government would have gone far, gone within their power to make sure they restore or bring back those kidnapped victims. But in Nigeria, otherwise is the case, they will not even care about the kidnapped victim. Today will make it, I think, 50 days, but nothing from our government, nothing from our president, nothing from our defense minister, nothing from anybody. Then we are crying out of the level of insecurity happening in Nigeria, and our government are not doing anything. So guys, this is a video that Dachomo came out and saying enough is enough, that we need to form our own militia to protect our lives, because our government cannot be trusted, our armed forces cannot be trusted. Because how can you recruit back terrorists into our army, and then tomorrow you want Nigerians to believe in you, to any security? It does not work that way. That is why Nigerians are angry. Nigerians are angry that this government don't have any plan to tackle level of insecurity happening in Nigeria. So the best way that they think it should be better for us is to form our own militia to protect ourselves. Because the level of insecurity in Nigeria is alarming, and we need to act fast before it takes over the whole country. Because right now it has taken over the whole north. That is why we don't have food in the north. We have a lot of food crisis in the north because of this insecurity. And what have the government done about it? So now Dachomo is blasting the military that they can no longer be trusted because they have been infiltrated with Boko Haram and ISIS people in army. But I wonder, how do you recruit back terrorists into our Nigerian army, and then tomorrow you want us to trust you to save us? It's not possible. More, let me get to this in the comment, guys. I'll be back in my next video.